Hi, and thanks for stopping by today. I wanted to try to do the Homeschool Mom Tag. I do have to admit, I have already tried to record this a couple times. I tried once a couple weeks ago, and it was like 40 minutes of video. So I'm going to try to make it really short today, see if I can not be so chatty. So let's see how it goes. This tag was started by Rachel at Day to Day Joys, and I just wanted to say thank you so much for doing this tag. It really is a great way for homeschool moms to find other homeschool moms. Alright, here we go. Question number 1. Were you homeschooled? No, neither my husband nor I were homeschooled. We both graduated from public school, but we both did have a little bit of private school in there as well. Number 2. Did you always know you'd homeschool your children? I had no clue. I assumed that we were going to private school. I did know there was such thing as homeschool, but it never occurred to me that I would be doing it. Number 3, what are your 3 favorite books in your homeschool library? For me, it's 3 series. The first series is the original Nancy Drew books. My second favorite series is the Little House on the Prairie series. We've read all of those. My boys even like the Farmer Boy book in there. And then the third book series, my oldest son went from I'd hate to read to devouring just 300 and 500 page books in about a week. And he's like 10, 11 this year. So that is the Redwall book series. Redwall books are kind of like a Narnia-ish, if you know what those are, where you have talking animals that go on adventures and there's good versus evil, that sort of thing. So that was our 3 favorite book series. Number 4, are you the only teacher? Does your spouse help, outsource help, tutors, etc.? I am the only teacher for our homeschool. However, my husband has tried to help me teach. He does like occasionally correct papers or sit in when the kids are doing individual work where they don't need anybody. If I'm really busy and he happens to be home and one of the kids need help, they don't have any problems going to Daddy and asking Daddy to help them. He did try to actually be the teacher for my oldest daughter's civics and government class a couple years ago, and that didn't work out well. His work schedule just was not letting that happen. He couldn't do that in any sort of consistent basis, so that just didn't work out. We don't do tutors or anything. Number 5, where is your favorite place to buy homeschool curriculum? I love buying homeschool curriculum. I buy homeschool curriculum everywhere. Right now, for this year, I bought almost all new homeschool curriculum, and I used Rainbow Resources because they had pretty much everything. There was only a couple things I had to get other places, and they have free shipping if orders are over like $50 or something. In the next town over from us, we actually have a used bookstore that has an entire homeschool room. It is phenomenal. They have all of their curriculum on shelves based by grade, so kindergarten, first grade, second grade, third grade, and then the bookshelf, and then each shelf on it is by subject, so math, social studies, science, history, whatever, language arts. And then they also have another, it's just huge. They have everything. They also go into tech books, and they have a whole nother section that's by subject, so like insects or dinosaurs or rocks. So unit studies are really easy. You just go in, and their books are anywhere from say 25 cents to $7. So I can buy a brand new out of the package, with it's already been opened and perhaps used one time, like $50, $60 textbook for like $7. So historically, I have used that as my go-to resource. Number 6, do you have a set budget for your homeschool? Historically, no, we did not have a set budget. I just really didn't hardly spend anything. Again, going to that particular store where you could come out of there with entire bags full and only spend like $10. However, you don't really have a say in what you get because it's all just used curriculum. this year I did have a budget, and last year I bought a majority of my things with a budget, and they were all brand new curriculum materials, still in the plastic, never been used, a lot of consumables, and for 3 students I spent $500. And that was all brand new stuff, and I want to do a breakdown of everything we're doing this year and do reviews on some of this curriculum that I found that's new, because last year I found it and we used it and we loved it, and it completely changed our entire homeschool year. And so of course I wanted to use it again this year so I can do review on 6 grade levels of these curriculums. So phenomenal curriculum. I really want to share that with you in future videos. Okay, number 7, what are 2 must-have homeschool supplies? A pencil and paper. I'm just a pencil and paper girl. We can do any homeschool at all just with pencil and paper. YouTube as a resource, our family library as a resource, do a field trip as a resource. As long as we have pencil and paper, we are good to go. We can make anything into a homeschool class, which is the beauty of homeschool. You could decide, you know, going to the grocery store. I have friends who actually make a homeschool day out of going to the grocery store. It includes math, social studies, science, geography, everything. And all you need is a piece of paper and a pencil for each kid. You don't want to share those things. And we are always running out of pencil and paper. Number 8, what's your least favorite subject to teach? My 2 most favorite subjects to teach are math and science. I am math science all the way. I can teach any math from kindergarten up to calculus, trigonometry. I can teach any science from, again, earth science, kindergarten, all the way up to chemistry, physics. We did a gemology because we'd already done a geology, and I have a student who is middle school, upper elementary, middle school age now, who already worked through my college geology book. So I'm really grabbing at straws here to find more sciences to teach. My least favorite subjects, history, because I'm terrible with names and dates, and grammar, language arts, but specifically grammar and literary analysis. We did 12th grade English Lit, and it was murder, but we did get through it. And for grammar, it's like, I understand the basics of grammar, but when you get into diagramming sentences and just that sort of thing, it just, I hate that. But actually, last year, this is one of those curriculums I found that makes grammar and the entire language arts a breeze. My kids loved it. I loved it. They learned way more than I thought they even could learn at the grade levels that they were at. So I'm going to be sharing those language arts programs with you, especially the grammar. I'm in love with this grammar. And now I don't even hate teaching grammar. I actually look forward to it. I like it. It's a lot of fun. But I think it's because now I have like a mathematical system to grammar. And that's not even part of the curriculum. It's just how my brain works. Number 9, what are you involved in co-ops or homeschool groups? What's your experience been in these groups? We do not do co-op. There are probably 5 co-ops near us. As far as other homeschool groups, we do a lot of like activity groups and play groups. I have a dear friend who every year she coordinates several play groups and play groups, I say, but she's got teenagers, so I guess we don't call them play groups anymore. But you know, activity groups, bowling. Right now they're doing swimming for the summer. My kids aren't in every single one, but we do participate in those sometimes. Number 10, what is your approach? Charlotte Mason, eclectic, or classical, etc. I have never read up on any of these approaches, but I have friends who are constantly telling me all of these things, how I have to read this book or I have to read that book. I'm pretty much a traditionalist in our homeschool day, This year especially, because last year just it's chaotic when you have multiple ages and grades and they're not all doing the same shared curriculum. So we actually do have a traditional school day where we have timed class periods, and the curriculum that I'm using this year is pretty much all Christian curriculum, and I'm heavy on classical curriculum this year. It just is working so well with the students that I have. I've got this year a very artsy, craftsy student who penmanship is perfect and just very vivid imagination, and then I have another student who is extremely on the other end with analytical, and everything has to line up, and there's pretty much no creativity in there at all. I know it's possible, so things like composition, the classical composition works for both of them phenomenally, and I will definitely try to do a video on that particular curriculum very soon because it works wonderfully with both those extremes. Historically, when I started homeschooling over 13 years ago, I do have one who graduated early. When she first started, she is very math science as well, and she's very hands-on. So for her, for science especially, we were doing, I think it would be considered more of the Charlotte Mason style of learning, science experiments every day, history, field trips, living history events, like every week, every month. All of her stuff, while a lot of it was textbook based, it was very hands-on, but now that I've got, over the years since I had multiples, it was much harder to gear everybody's interests with the activities to go with it, because I'm very hands-on. I like to sit down and instruct each individual child without using combined curriculum. I am using more combined curriculum now, but for years I never did use that. So we have made it to number 10. I think that I actually have kept it in a reasonable amount of time. Please, if you like this video, do subscribe and hit that like button. And I am going to try my hardest to get a video out once a week talking about my curriculums, because we've actually started school already. We started the 1st of July, well, the first full week of July. This year is a whirlwind year. It's just crazy. We have so many classes in there, and I'm just really excited about it, and I want to share with you guys my struggles in the past of how I was ready to pull my hair out and just ditch homeschooling altogether, just ship my kids off so somebody else could deal with all the hassle. And I went from that to last year, I think, was one of my favorite homeschool years, and not counting when I only had one in school, and just, it's phenomenal. It's just so much different. It's like day and night, the difference that the new curriculum is making. So until next time, may your homeschool day be a blessing.